The hats are great. You can see these wonderful kind of very formal hats with feathers and bows.
My name is Sarah Trimbanis. I am a history professor at Immaculata University.
This one is in Atlantic City, and refined people walking the boardwalk, well-dressed suits, dresses for the ladies, not our typical beach costuming. At the beginning of the 20th century, you were coming out of a time where going to the beach or the resort was about upper-class people getting a much-needed break from the stresses of their lives. Then it became something about middle-class families and having access to leisure. These ones from 1940, you see people in bathing suits that we'd recognize. They're walking, they're swimming, they're recreating on the beach. And in some of these earliest ones, you see very few people in the water. It wasn't to be done, the beach was to be observed rather than actually used as places where you can recreate. Became a kind of Christian patriotic duty almost to exercise your body to be a better American citizen.
I'm Art Trimbanis. I'm a professor in the geology department at the University of Delaware, and I study coastlines and beaches. One of the big ideas in geology is that the Earth itself changes, and changes dramatically, and really that happens no more dramatically and rapidly than at the coastline, the meeting place of the water and the land. And so postcards really become a really valuable time slice for us to see changes actually in the landscape itself. That beach that we see today that's all high-rises and boardwalks, wow, it used to just be sand dunes. Of course, we call that process New Jerseyization because it's no better typified than, unfortunately, along the New Jersey shore. Engineering structures are heaped on engineering structures. So these little snapshots, even though they were largely taken for some other reason, a lot of times we can sort of glean some interesting, information about the geology of it. These are two postcards of the same scene, and in fact, they're the very same postcard of Atlantic City, New Jersey. We can actually see little tents. That's the same tent. We can see a little cluster of people that are the same, but reissued about 30 years later. The water's been made almost a purplish blue, a very bright blue. The sand has been made of more golden sand than the native pepperish gray sand that you get along New Jersey. And 90% of the people from 1917, it would have been even more people than the 30s when this reissued card was issued.
We see the postcards being engineered in the same way the beach is starting to be engineered, where we're seeing this embrace of technology and science that starts around World War II, but a little earlier than that, as this is the way to the future, right? And so we can make the beach look the way we want it to, or we imagine it may have looked sometime in the past, in this imagined past that never really existed, and that we know didn't exist because we got the earlier documents of it.
I guess I just wasn't made for these times.